Welcome to this session of cybersecurity employee training to empower employees with essential cyber safety knowledge. Provided to you by Minnesota State IT Center of Excellence. My name is Karen LaPlante. As an introduction to cybersecurity employee training, we're going to talk about the importance of practicing cyber safely for personal and company security, the negative consequences of a security breach, business disruption, legal action, reputation damage, and/or financial loss, with clear and non-technical presentation. In other words, we'll go over the fundamentals of cybersecurity for employees and see what you think. Can you spot the difference here? May2bank.com is not the same as this one. Notice this is the regular English A. This is a different A. So watch it. You'll see that a lot where one letter you're expecting, but it's not in the same format. Okay. Citibank.com is not the same as this one. Again, it's that A. The first one is correct. This one is not. The A is what's called a Cyrillic alphabet. An average internet user can easily fall for this. So be careful for every mail requiring you to click on a link. Please stay alert. Consequences of security breaches. Well, like I said, you can have disruptions, legals, reputation damage, financial loss, and it could be simple things with urgency, like urgent failed payment. Recognize some common cyber-based scams, such as phishing and malware. Understand the risk, the financial loss, and the identity theft. Avoid malware infections, such as by using antivirus software and keeping your software updated, and be able to identify phishing attacks. Check your email sender and look for suspicious links. Passwords and authentication best practices. Use strong passwords that are at least 12 characters long. Many of you probably still have 6 and 8 character, maybe even 10 character. 12 characters is even better and more secure. Create unique passwords for each account to enhance security. Enable multi-factor authentication, MFA, for added layer of protection. Many banks are already having you do this. Regularly change passwords and avoid using common phrases or easily guessable information, such as your birthday, your anniversary. Consider using a password manager to securely store and manage all your passwords. So again, we want to use strong, unique passwords for every account. Always use a combination of letters, numbers, and special characters, okay? Install an antivirus software to protect your system. You can choose whichever you want, a free one or ESET or McAfee or Norton or any other one, but regularly update the antivirus software. Stay updated with your operating system, your browser apps, and your plugins also. Enable automatic updates and regularly check for and install these updates. Be cautious of physical surroundings when handling sensitive information. Ensure no one is watching you enter sensitive data. So use privacy screens if necessary. Avoid clicking on links or attachments from unknown sources. Always verify the sender before clicking or opening. Use email filtering tools to detect suspicious content. Types of cyber-based scams. There's phishing, vishing, smishing, malware, and ransomware. Common examples of cyber scams. There's the email scam, the tech support scam, the online shopping scam, lottery scams, and romance scams. Tips to avoid falling victim to some of these scams. Verify your source again, using strong passwords. Enable your two-factor authentication. Be cautious of unsolicited messages. Keep software updated. The importance of staying vigilant against cyber scams is you want to protect your personal information and you want to protect it especially from financial loss. Maintain digital security and try to avoid identity theft. Ensure peace of mind. Understanding social security, social engineering, in cybersecurity. Social engineering is one tactic used by cyber criminals to manipulate individuals into giving or divulging confidential information. Common social engineering tactics are phishing, pretexting, baiting, and tailgating. You want to be able to caution with unsolicited requests. Employees should be very cautious of unsolicited requests for sensitive information, even if they seem legitimate. Many places will not ask you for sensitive information by email. Verify the legitimacy of requests through direct channels can help prevent falling victim to social engineering attacks. Protective measure would be enable your privacy settings on all your social media platforms, whether it's Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter, X, whatever, okay? Use strong passwords these are essential measures to protect against social engineering threats. Some of the social engineering tactics and vulnerabilities. You want to be able to recognize common social engineering tactics. The phishing emails and messages, the pretexting and impersonation, the baiting with attractive offers, the tailgating and physical breaches. You want to be able to verify legitimacy of your request. Contact the requester directly. Use official contact information, but be cautious of urgent and unexpected requests. Again, enable privacy settings on all social media. Limit your profile availability maybe to just friends, not the whole world. Review and adjust these privacy settings regularly because they do change. Be mindful of the information that you share. Some people even share when they're going on vacation on Facebook, and that's not good. Hackers can find out where you live and break in. Whether you're going to a funeral, whether you're going to vacation, whatever. Use strong passwords and multi-factor authentication. So create complex passwords. Perhaps use a password manager and then enable the MFA, the multi-factor authentication. That could be a passcode. It could be a code to your email, could be a code to your cell phone, something that's a second way to verify that you are who you say you are. Spoofing, a deceptive practice in cybersecurity. Spoofing in cybersecurity is where attackers disguise themselves as a trusted entity to gain unauthorized access to systems or to data, okay? They pretend. The types would be email spoofing, IP address spoofing, website spoofing, caller ID spoofing. Many of you may have seen caller ID. I've seen it where it shows my name in the caller ID, and I'm not calling myself. Email spoofing, I've seen it where my own personal email shows up as it's coming from me and I did not send myself a message. Website spoofing can happen. I've seen it happen on Facebook where you get sent to a site that isn't real but looks real, like United States Postal Service offering low rates on stamps. Got to be careful that you're really at a good site, not a spoof site. The risks are data breaches, financial losses, identity theft, and reputational damage, okay? Prevention, implement email authentication protocols, use secure communication channels, and stay vigilant against any suspicious request. Phishing, recognizing and avoiding email attacks. Recognize common indicators of phishing emails. So look for generic greetings. Dear, not your name, just dear or customer. Check for spelling and grammar mistakes. If you see one, it might not be it, but if you see more than one grammar or punctuation or spelling mistake, beware. Be wary of anything urgent or threatening language. You must do this right now type of thing. Avoid opening attachments from unknown senders. Attachments may contain malware. If you were sent an email and there was an attachment that said love letter and it was from a colleague, why would you open it? Okay. This happened back in the 90s when the love bug email started out. Lots and lots of businesses throughout Minneapolis were shut down simply because their employees opened the email. I got the email. I did not open it because I did not expect or want a colleague, someone I knew, that it had gone into their address book and sent and forwarded the email to everyone. But like I said, so it was somebody I knew, but the title of the attachment was love letter. Okay. So, think about it. Use some common sense. Verify the sender's email address. Use antivirus software to scan attachments. Be cautious with emails requesting any personal information. Most places will not request personal information by email. Okay. Legitimate companies rarely do ask for that. Check the sender's email domain and look for signs of phishing. Verify any URLs before clicking on links in emails. Hover over them with your mouse to see the actual URL. Look for HTTPS in the URL. S means it's a secured. HTTP alone is Hypertext Transfer Protocol, but without the S, you don't know if it's a secured site. Okay, so make sure you're looking for HTTPS in the URL. Be cautious of the shortened URLs. Okay, sometimes URLs are really long and we'll go to a tiny URL to shorten it, but be suspicious, check them out. Reach out to the IT department if unsure about an email's legitimacy. You can always forward the email to IT for verification. Do not respond to suspicious emails. Follow company protocols for reporting phishing attempts. Imposter scams and online shopping fraud. Imposter scams involve individuals pretending to be someone they are not to just deceive you. Online shopping frauds can occur when making purchases online from fraudulent websites or sellers. They may advertise. I saw one advertising Skechers shoes at like half price. But when you went and looked at them, they weren't Skechers shoes. They were just a generic brand. Okay. And they were coming from China. So caution with unsolicited emails or messages. Be cautious of unsolicited emails asking, again, for any personal or financial information, like what's your bank, that type of thing. Verify legitimacy of online sellers. So verify the online seller before making any purchase to avoid falling victim to scams. There's a big scam on Facebook saying Amazon store closing, buy an e-bike for $39. Well, if you look closely, it's not really an Amazon store, and there really is no surplus items behind there. Okay. Always use secure payment methods and ensure the website is secure before entering only sensitive information. Make sure it's an HTTPS, which is a secured site. Build vigilance against spoofing and phishing scams. So remember, recognize common indicators of spoofing. Avoid clicking on suspicious links. Verify the authenticity of emails. Be cautious of urgent requests and report suspected spoofing or phishing attempts to your IT department. Examples of social engineering tactics. Phishing, we've talked about, that's the deceptive email. Social engineering is manipulating you to divulge information. Spoofing is faking an email address or website to deceive you. And imposter scams, pretending to be a trusted entity to gain information or money. Recognizing and avoiding social engineering attacks. So you want to be able to recognize your common social engineering tactics. Okay. You want a flag request for sensitive information. Even if they seem legitimate, verify the source. Report anything that looks suspicious. Verify legitimacy of requests. Use direct channels. Contact the requester directly and check for official communication. Stay safe on social media. Again, enable your privacy settings. Be cautious about sharing information. Avoid oversharing personal details. Always use strong passwords and enable multi-factor authentication. Create complex passwords with 12 characters made up of lowercase, uppercase, numbers, and special characters. And perhaps use a password manager since you want a unique password for each account, and enable multi-factor authentication. Tips for spotting and avoiding spoofing attempts. Email security tips. So be very cautious of emails requesting sensitive information. Verify the sender's email address before clicking on any links. Okay. Avoid providing personal details in response to an unexpected email and report any suspicious emails to your IT department immediately. Dangers of spoofing and its consequences. Definition of spoofing is a type of a cyber attack where a person or program successfully masquerades or pretends to be another by falsifying data. It's often used to gain access to personal information, spread malware, or bypass network security measures. Common techniques used in spoofing attacks: email spoofing, sending emails with a forged sender address; IP spoofing, altering the IP packet information to also impersonate another computer; DNS spoofing, corrupting the DNS data to redirect traffic to a malicious website. Consequences of falling victim to spoofing: you can lose sensitive data and personal information, financial losses due to fraud or theft, damage to reputation, and also loss of trust. Best practices to protect against spoofing: use strong, unique passwords and change them regularly. Enable multi-factor authentication wherever possible. Be cautious of unsolicited communications and always verify the source before responding. Definition of spoofing is where attackers falsely information to gain unauthorized access. Okay. Common techniques are the email, the IP, and the website. Impact, again, can lead to breaches, identity theft, and financial loss. To prevent it, use email authentication, verify sender, and be cautious of any unexpected request. Identify and avoiding phishing attempts. Recognize the common indicators of phishing. Okay, the generic greetings, the grammar mistakes, the threatening language. Avoid opening attachments from unknown senders. Attachments may contain malware. Verify the sender's identity and use antivirus software to scan the attachments. Always be cautious with requests for personal information. Legitimate organizations rarely ask for it, so verify it through official channels. Look for signs of phishing before responding. Always verify the URL address before clicking on links. Hover over with your mouse to see the actual URL. Look for HTTPS in the URL. Be wary of shortened URLs. Reach out to the IT department if in doubt about an email's legitimacy. Forward the suspicious email to IT, but do not respond to it, and follow your IT department's guidance. Understanding the threat of phishing scams. Phishing scams may contain malicious attachments that can infect your computer with malware. Check the attachment. Only open files or attachments from known, trusted senders. If an attachment is unexpected or seems fishy, check with the sender before opening it. When in doubt, don't open. So when in doubt, don't open, report, and throw it out. Reach out to our IT department for assistance. Recognizing phishing emails. Be cautious with emails from unknown senders. Check for generic greetings or urgent language. Avoid clicking on suspicious link or downloading attachments from any place unfamiliar. Look out for typos, grammar, spelling errors. Verify requests for personal or sensitive information before providing anyone any details. Common indicators of phishing emails. Recognizing them: unusual sender email address or domains, requests for urgent access, suspicious attachments or links, poor grammar, and emails again asking for personal or sensitive information. Urgency tactics. Urgency tactics often create a sense of immediate action required. Phishing emails may use urgent language to pressure recipients into clicking on malicious links. Be cautious of emails that claim urgent action is needed to avoid any consequences. Generic greetings in phishing emails. So avoid generic greetings such as "Dear Sir," "Madam." They can be a sign of a scam. Opt for personalized greeting. Use the recipient's name or specific details. Makes the email appear more legitimate. Create trust and credibility. Personalized greetings create a sense of trust, reduces the likelihood of a suspicion. Risks of generic greetings. Generic greetings can raise suspicion. May lead to the email being flagged as spam or phishing. Caution with requests for personal information. Be very cautious with any request for personal information. Verify the legitimacy of the source before sharing any personal data. Avoid providing sensitive information through unfamiliar channels. When in doubt, contact the appropriate department or individual for confirmation. Protect your personal information to prevent potential security risks. Deceptive links and phishing attacks. Deceptive links can lead to malware infections. Always hover over links to verify the URL before clicking. So if you haven't done it before, take your mouse and just hover over. Don't click, just hover over. Avoid clicking on links from unknown or suspicious sources. Be cautious of unexpected or attachments in emails. When in doubt, contact the your IT department for guidance. Threatening language. Threatening language can create a sense of urgency to manipulate recipients. Phishing emails often contain threats of consequences if immediate action is not taken. Threats in phishing emails aim to pressure the individuals into giving or divulging sensitive information. Threatening language can instill fear and prompt hasty decisions, bypassing your normal rational judgment. Typos and mistakes. Typos and mistakes can often be a red flag. So again, look for spelling errors, grammar errors, unusual language. Urgent requests. Look for inconsistencies in email addresses or domain names. Verify the legitimacy. Identify phishing attempts. Phishing attempts may contain malicious attachments that can infect your computer. Always check the attachments and only open from known trusted senders. If it's unexpected or seems fishy, check with the sender before opening it. When in doubt, don't open. Never open. When in doubt, don't open. Forward it on to your IT, report it, throw it out. So now you should know definition of malware. Malware is designed to harm, exploit, or compromise a computer system. There's different types. There's ransomware, which I'm sure you've heard of, and rootkits. Risks associated: data theft, system damage, financial loss, and privacy invasion. The importance of protecting against malware: to safeguard sensitive information, prevent financial loss, and to ensure your system integrity. Dangers of rootkits. Rootkits hide malware on devices for extended periods, and then they steal information continuously. Dangers of ransomware. Ransomware blocks access to critical data until a ransom is paid. It poses a severe threat. General malware threats. Malware, regardless of the type, is dangerous software. It can jeopardize company security. The importance of applying patches and updates. Regularly update devices. Update all devices with the latest software patches. Patch security flaws. Ensure that all security flaws are promptly patched to prevent vulnerabilities. Stay informed about software and device issues to address potential threats. Follow IT recommendations regarding updates to enhance cybersecurity. Regularly update devices to mitigate security issues exploited by cyber criminals. So ensure that all software, this includes operating systems, browsers, apps, and plugins, are all up to date. Patch security flaws promptly to protect data, improve performance, and ensure compatibility. Stay informed about software and device issues and follow your IT department's recommendation on updates. Avoid clicking on any unknown link or attachment or visiting unfamiliar websites, trusting pop-up windows, or inserting unknown USB drives. Always utilize some sort of antivirus software to enhance security measures. Selecting automated software updates. The importance of automated software updates. They're crucial for maintaining the security and functionality of devices. Regularly selecting automated updates helps patching security flaws promptly. Automated updates provide new features, protect data, improve performance, and ensure compatibility. Follow the recommendations, again, from your IT department regarding automatic updates as being essential to cybersecurity. So remember, regular updates of software. Stay informed, apply approved patches, avoid unknown sources, and utilize antivirus software. Protect against cyber criminals. Use strong, unique passwords. Avoid clicking on unknown links or attachments in emails. Enable multi-factor authentication for added security, that extra layer whenever you can. Be cautious of phishing attempts and suspicious websites. Regularly update computer operating systems, browsers, apps, and plugins. Tips for protecting against scams. Again, be cautious of emails from unknown vendors. Avoid clicking on suspicious links. Verify the authenticity of requests for any kind of sensitive information, and reach out to your IT department if you're unsure about an email's legitimacy. Password security. Avoid sharing your password information, such as birth dates or home addresses, in passwords. Refrain from sharing these passwords with friends or family members or coworkers. Use unique passwords for each account to enhance security. Do not save passwords on unsecure platforms to prevent any unauthorized access. So if you don't lock your screen, someone could sit down at your computer and just probably log in if you don't lock it up. Scams, phishing, and malware. So we've gone over scams, phishing, and malware and the definition. We've talked about the types of cyber-based scams, the common examples of scams. There's lottery, romance, investment scams. Tip to avoid falling victim to scams. Always verify the source. And use secure payment methods. Importance of recognizing phishing attempts. Again, identify suspicious emails, checking for fake URLs, and avoid clicking on unknown links. Importance of password security. Create passwords that are at least 12 characters long, unique ones that have a mixture of uppercase, lowercase, numbers, and at least one special character in your password. Ensure each account has a unique one for added security. Enable multi-factor authentication for an extra layer of protection, and regularly change passwords to enhance security measures. So, guidelines again: password length, character variety, unique passwords, multi-factor authentication, and password management. Examples of some weak passwords would be 123456. You know how many times I've seen that. ABC 123. Okay, I've seen those so many times. Enhancing password security. Again, make sure they're strong, unique, multi-factor, changed every so often, and perhaps utilize a password manager to keep them securely stored. Dual factor adds that extra layer, typically involves something you know, like a password, and something you have, like a security token, or a email account, or a text to your phone. It significantly reduces the risk of unauthorized access to sensitive information. It's a proactive measure to enhance cybersecurity for employees. It's used most often right now in online banking, and other places are starting to jump on board. An overview: MFA is a crucial security measure for employees. It requires 2 or more verification factors to access your accounts. They can be passwords, security tokens, biometric data, or mobile device verification. It adds that layer of protection against unauthorized access, and it reduces the risk of data breaches and strengthens overall cybersecurity. So remember, use strong passwords, install antivirus, stay updated, be cautious of physical surroundings so no one's looking over your shoulder, and avoid leaving your devices unattended. So lock your device. Do not share access to your device with others. Risks of sharing passwords, including friends or family or coworkers, can often compromise the security of your accounts. Using the same password for multiple accounts increases the risk of unauthorized access if one account is breached. Sending or saving passwords via insecure platforms exposes them to potential interception by any malicious actor or scammer. Avoid using personal information like birth dates, pet names, anniversaries, as these details can be easily guessed or obtained. Not changing compromised passwords promptly can lead to continued unauthorized access to your account. So if you're notified that you were either in a breach or possibly in a breach, change all your passwords. Automatic locks. Enable automatic locks on your devices. Enhance security by enabling your automatic locks. Protect your information when your device is not in use. We're talking about a computer or a phone or tablet, whatever. Prevent unauthorized access to your device. Ensure all your devices have automatic locks activated for added security. So I protect my laptop, my tablet, like my Kindle, my iPad, my phone, and they all have automatic locks. VPN can also create a secure connection over the internet. It can encrypt the data between your network, between your device and the network, enhancing your privacy. Valuable for remote work. Adds an extra layer for employees working remotely. Check with IT if you work remotely. Be very cautious about the use of public wireless networks. They're nice. And if you just want to check out social media or something, read your email, but avoid public wireless networks for work. They're often unsecured, making data vulnerable to interception. Use a VPN when accessing company resources on a public Wi-Fi. Be cautious of the information you access or transmit while connected to public Wi-Fi's, like don't go do banking online at the airport. Public Wi-Fi networks can be breeding grounds for cyber threats targeting unsuspecting users. Shred unneeded documents containing personal proprietary information. Examples to shred: names, birth dates, contact information, ID numbers, financial data, and company proprietary data. Also, do not leave your password on your computer with a sticky note. I don't know how many times I've walked up to stations, seen a sticky note with their password on it. Ensure proper data erasure. Ensure proper data erasure from devices to maintain data safety. So just deleting a file, remember, doesn't erase it. You have to also recycle or trash it, okay? If you're giving a machine to another person, like when I give my Kindles to my grandkids, I wipe them out completely and send them back to factory setting. If it was a computer, I would probably just reformat it. But you can either go, reformat wipes away everything. Back to factory setting is also another good way. Ensure proper data erasure. Dispose of old devices. So shred documents containing anything personal, examples of sensitive information, and ensure all is correctly erased. I bought a computer, a separate computer online from Craigslist years ago, got it home, and it was from a startup mortgage company. They had 7 of these. I just bought one. It had everybody's information. It had names, addresses, social security numbers, their financial, everything a mortgage company would have. So I quick reformatted the hard drive and started over. Okay. I couldn't believe that somebody didn't know enough and that had these at their house and were just selling them. And it had all this information ripe for stealing. Clearing old hard drives. Ensure all personal data is erased from old hard drives before disposal or passing down or selling. There are all sensitive data has to be completely wiped from the hard drives. Consider physical destruction of old hard drives as an additional security measure. So some of the best practices would be password management, system protection, physical security, online safety, and then of course, incident report. Know how to report in case of a possible cyber threat. This has been brought to you by Minnesota State IT Center of Excellence. There are 8 centers of excellence in Minnesota that collaborate with industry and educators to prepare students for high demand careers. They help drive the workforce innovation through education and industry collaboration, provide thought leadership in their respective industries. So the IT Center of Excellence, contact information, Janice Anderson is our executive director, and there's her email and phone number. Additional resources, we have a website and we have an email on the next page. Feel free to take a photo if you wish or contact us. We have lots of resources at minnesotastateresources.org. Our email is mnstateitcoe@metrostate.edu, and there's a phone number. So Minnesota State IT Center of Excellence, thanks you for participating with us today. And we are located at Metro State University, and we hope you've learned something. and you appreciate you being with us. Thank you very much.